How we doing, guys? Psycho Steve here, reporting live on this wet and windy Tuesday recap of Week 2 right outside Psycho Steve Stadium. Here's the news from the past week of Week 2. Our first matchup was Psycho Steve versus Team Capadlo. Psycho Steve desperately looking for his first win, coming up against a 5-foot monster of Team Capadlo. But it looks like in this matchup, folks, little bro shows big sis who's boss yet again. Psycho Steve coming up on top, 136 to 127. This is a lesson learned for Team Capadlo, who left Jack Doyle's 15 points on the bench over Sterling Shepard's immaculate 4-point performance. This 15 points was the difference between a loss and a win for Team Capadlo, who falls to 1-1 on the season. Our next matchup, not too many huge fireworks or big scores in this one, but two 1-0 teams, Team Lemp and Ally Golden Taint, go head to head. Team Lemp made a huge pickup of Alan Hearns, who gave him a 20-point performance. Ally Golden Taint left some points on the board, specifically Deshaun Watson, putting him on the bench over a underperforming Cam Newton. This could have been the difference between a tie and a loss for Ally Golden Taint. Unfortunately for Team Lemp, Jordan Howard of the Chicago Bears falls to injury, but Team Lemp limps to a 2-0 record from following Week 2. Team Lemp comes out ahead, 120 to 114. In our third matchup, we have Cleats and Cleavage versus the Bohemia Bombers. Both teams coming in looking for their first win. The Bohemia Bombers, with Michael Crabtree putting up the best performance out of any wide receiver to date for this season, with a whopping 32 points. But that was not enough for Bohemia Bombers this week. Team Cleats and Cleavage comes out on top, 144 to 136. Unfortunately for the Bohemia Bombers, he left Chris Thompson of the Washington Redskins on the bench with a huge 24-point performance, which could have been the difference between a win and a loss for the Bohemia Bombers, who fall to 0-2. Better luck next week for your first win. Now, for our second feature matchup is a huge Western Division rivalry. Both teams expected to make the playoffs. Travis Tree Trunk and Give Her the Woodhead go face to face in your David versus Goliath matchup. David, being Travis the Tree Trunk, had an extremely poor performance from Larry Fitzgerald with only 5 points. And his running back, Paul Perkins, with a very, very low performance of only 4 points. Perkins looks like he got into the Jerkins hand cream and couldn't get a grip on his game. This led to Give Her the Woodhead coming out on top, 151 to 132, and both teams improving their records to 1-1. Our next matchup was Team Pagan versus Fire Goodell. Both teams coming in at 1-0. This one didn't have too many fireworks, but it looks like Fire Goodell is still riding that workhorse of Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, along with a few other names on Fire Goodell, took this matchup of a score from 127 to 83. Fire Goodell improving his record to 2-0, Team Pagan falling to 1-1. Who's going to take down the almighty Fire Goodell? We'll see next week. And our last matchup, a pretty coveted matchup Both teams looking for their first win. We are WW Slaves versus Team Mary. WW Slaves with a bold move, leaving Odell Beckham Jr. on the bench. Her #1 draft pick left on the bench. Team Mary with an immaculate performance from Tom Brady, scoring to date the #1 scoring quarterback, with Tom Brady scoring an immaculate 29 points. Her running back, Rob Kelly, looks like he's going to be out for quite some time with broken ribs. She started Thomas Rawls of the Seattle Seahawks, and unfortunately, Team Mary rolls right to her 0-2 record with Team We Are WW Slaves winning 134-102. That's the recap for this week, guys. Better luck next week for everybody who lost. Way to go for everybody who won. Anybody playing me next week, get the fuck out of the way, because I'm coming for the playoffs. That's week 2's wrap up, and I will talk to you guys next week.